What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for a live show after Fiorentina. Actually, we had a day in between it because I was out yesterday, but it's actually a post-game slash preview on the Bodo Glimt game and just everything a bit, what's to come, what's the expectation, because it's I want to say it's not going well, but like nothing really has changed besides somebody else's name is being called the head coach of this club right now. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the fact that Spalletti is extremely positive and Spalletti extremely hard, or like, yeah, he's extremely positive and he believes in this group of players. He said it so much in his presser even a couple of hours ago. That's the title of the show. Do not trust him. And then we will talk about Bodo Glimt as well. But with me, Imran, how are you? How are you doing after yet another draw and extremely boring game?
Yeah, I'm not well. I'm depressed. Like the last games were really bad. We couldn't win. I don't remember the last win we had. I think it was the first game of Spalletti, and then we started drawing. And the worst is not even drawing; is the performance, is the attitude. This is what is really pissing me off. It's not even the draw; it's the way we are drawing. Like it's really unacceptable. I think we will go through it in this live, but the attitude is really bad, and that's the really thing that is, I believe, unacceptable. Like we reached really the bottom, and I don't see a way out of this situation. Before Spalletti came, we said, oh, it will be two, three games, and they will go back to being the normal Juve. And it even took them like one game, and after that, they went back to be the normal Juve.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said. It's not even so much the the result, it's a performance, because even if you are going to a tough period, but you play well, you can still say, you know what, it's just a tough moment, but we play well. It will just, it will come good at some point. But that's not on the board right now. Like nobody's playing good. Not an individual player's good. As a team, we're not playing good. Um, there are just more and more question marks. So um, the the first question is the one that like. No, let me go to the first question. Then I will bring up something Spalletti said. Uh, the first question is the title of the show. Do not trust these players. And I put that out there. I put Locatelli on the thumbnail. It could have been, I don't know, like just name the player. I could have put him on the thumbnail. Point being is that Spalletti is putting trust in the players and also kind of the system that got two coaches sacked already. Maybe three, but two coaches sacked mid-season twice. Not at the end of the season, mid-season twice. Against Fiorentina, same thing. I would say, same lackluster performance, like nothing positive. Like you can take absolutely nothing out of that. Like you can have a game and you can still come out of that and be like, you know what, that was positive. There was nothing positive about that Fiorentina game. And I was watching Torino, I had it on the background, so I wasn't really focused. I was just, watching, and then, not. They conceded 5 goals from Como. We struggled to get a decent shot off against Torino, by the way. They conceded 5. 5. So the issues are so big that if you watch Roma play yesterday, or Inter, or Milan, or Napoli, Bologna, the difference, the way they play, the intensity, the level, just the speed of execution, everything, it's a different sport. We're playing a different sport, by the way. We're playing a completely different sport. And we're facing a Fiorentina side who offered absolutely nothing as well. Like they had that shot with Keane on the crossbar in the first half. Maybe Keane in the first half, a bit of something, I guess. But in the second half, like they had nothing because they have like, they're a bad team. They're a bad team, and still they had no problem stopping us because we have a problem unlocking anything at this point. We can give any player a safe with the combination and they still won't get it open at this point. It's unreal what's happening at the club. But what do you think, Imran? Like, why is he not changing anything? Openda, David, 5 minutes post game said, "Yeah, you're right. You know, the subs were too late." Like, why is he holding on to things that everyone knows are not going to save his job or this club?
I believe that Spalletti, he arrived, I believe, like 2 weeks ago. So even that he doesn't really know the player, he doesn't know how to use the players. And I think it's pretty normal for any coach that will arrive. He will need time to work. When Spalletti arrived, I said I won't judge him until maybe mid of January. And if we make it to the next round of Champions League, then that that round will be really fundamental in my judgment. So I can't judge Spalletti after 2 weeks and say why he's not changing, why he's not trying new things, because even if he is trying, we are seeing the results. He has like 10 minutes. He's putting open down David in, and look at the performances. Against Fiorentina, it was only 10 minutes, but you remember against Sporting, he gave them time. The game against Torino, he gave them time, but nothing is really changing. And the fact that we say maybe he needs to change, maybe he needs to put substitutions, maybe at 60, at 55 minutes, but then why are we always asking about substitutions? Because when you start asking about substitutions, you understand that your starters are not doing the job. Because our players that are starting, they disappear. Like yesterday, or at the game against Fiorentina, do you remember an action of Cambiaso in the game? Do you remember something of Turam in the game? Like nothing. Do you remember something of McKennie in the game? Yildiz? Nothing. These the starters, they disappear. So it's really strange that the starters are playing about 50 to 60 minutes, are disappearing, and we are wanting the players from the bench that will play 20 to 25 minutes to change you the game. If the starters are not able to give you at least like 20 minutes, do you expect the ones that are coming from the bench to give you? I think it makes no sense today to speak about substitutions and why he is not changing. If you're not able to change the performance of the starter, there is no way we speak about the performance of the bench players. And then, for me, the thing that we need to blame and that we need to judge is the attitude of the players. They don't want to play. They don't want to develop themselves. They don't want to work. They don't understand what Juve is. That's the only judgment that we can give today. But Spalletti, he just arrived. Believe me, he doesn't even know the names of some players. He's he's starting to understand the players, to understand how can they play, how can he use them. But the players are the big deal of this Juventus. Maybe we will speak about it later. But for me, there are 7 to 8 players that need that by January or by next June they must leave. It's over.
You're being nice. I would like a lot of players, excuse me, shouldn't be at this club now in the summer. But like, however you want to put it, I think that's very obvious to anyone. I think, right? They've proven that they shouldn't be at this club. That, or maybe like shouldn't be at this club in term, like they're not going to be the difference makers. They're not going to take this club to the next level. Some of them may, like, some of them are good enough to be part of a good Juve squad, but to make us a good Juve squad, a lot of them are not the guys. Like they're not going to do it. That's what I was trying to say. Spalletti in his presser today said something interesting, which is extremely obvious. But the question is, do you think he can solve that? He said, our issue is we need to be clean on the ball. We give it away too often for no reason at all. And he also said, we need to think about not the pass. We need to think what after the pass before you actually make the pass, the movement without the pass being played already. I keep saying it. I think we all said it. The way we play lately, 2 years, it's very static. It's very predictable. It's very easy to defend. You set up on a low block. You just move with the way we move the ball, and that's it. Because like you said, Turam is not going to play that ball. McKennie's not going to play that ball. Locatelli's not going to do that. Lock up Locatelli, lock up Yildiz, and you take off basically a lot of any possibility that we can box something together in the attack. And yeah, easy to defend. So how confident are you that, because on paper, the way Spalletti says it, it's very simple. Easy fix. Think about the ball after the pass. Think about this. Move the ball quicker. Do not lose the ball. All very easy concepts, I think, to excuse me, understand. However, how realistic is it that Spalletti will get it out of these players? Because if you look at our midfield, besides Miretti, nobody can do that. And that's not even me. I like Miretti. It's not guaranteed to plug in Miretti and now it's all going to click. It's not one player dependent. It might make a difference, compared to what we have now, but it's not difficult as well. I don't even know how Miretti will stand up to the task. I have no idea, so it's another gamble. More is needed, but the question is, do you believe that he can fix those things I just mentioned, because he mentioned those things?
I think it will take a lot, not only speaking, because we watched a lot of speaking in the recent years, and nothing changed. I remember Thiago Motta, when he came, he said we need to move the ball faster, we need to play wider, we need to attack quicker. And what happened after? Nothing changed, and same with Todor. So the quality of this team is really low. You can't really change it easily. You will need time. And today, I can even tell you, it's difficult to do it with these guys. You will need mercato. You will need a lot of new players, because some guys there, they aren't really helping the way you want to play. You have a midfielder with Locatelli that I remember an action happened in the game of Fiorentina. There is a foul in the middle of the pitch between him and Kalulu, and the one is looking to the other, and they are waiting to play the free kick. They took a lot of time. They wasted time, and Kalulu is taking the ball. So, and what is Locatelli doing? Instead of going up, because he's a midfielder, he's going down to receive the ball. Like, you are a midfielder and you need to take the ball forward, and you are letting the defender play the free kick. So go up. Why is he going down? I really don't understand. Like, some players, they don't want to take the risk, which is really a big problem. Instead of taking the risk, going for a shot, going for a decisive pass, maybe you will lose the ball, and maybe the fans, they will boo you at the end. But they don't want to take the risk, and this is really a big problem. It always comes down to the lack of personality and leadership at this club. And the one video that I watched at the end of the game, the players, they couldn't go to the curva, they couldn't go to the fans, even if there was no curva there was only fans. They couldn't. They were scared. We started to be scared from the opponents. Now we are even scared of our own fans. We don't want to face them, because they know when they will go there, they will hear some things that they don't like, and maybe they will go cry in the locker rooms. And the one thing that I wanted to bring on is the words of Spalletti after the game. He said the players were silent in the locker room. This is not a good sign. This is really a bad sign. You are drawing your third game in a row, or is it the fourth game? I don't remember. But you didn't win
Um,
for,
I have no idea at this point.
I don't. So you didn't win for really long, and the reaction of your players after drawing to the 20th Fiorentina is going into the locker room and being silent. Is this how you will solve it? I don't think so. Like, today I read the article on Tuttosport. Tacchinardi said, when we were losing, we were breaking the locker room.
I
We
know.
weren't silent. These guys are silent. They will post on Instagram, fino alla fine, and that kind of great quotes, and they will think its situation is solved. These guys, they know that they have problems, that they have lackings, that they can't, they don't have the level to play for this Juve. They know it, but they don't want to develop themselves. They don't want to work harder to give this plus. If you don't work harder and give the plus, it's difficult at Juve. It's very, very difficult. Like big names, they played at Juve and they tell you the pressure is so high. You are playing for a society that has a big history in terms of football and in terms of uh, management. It's a really a big society. The pressure is too much. And if you can't keep up with the pressure, even if you have the qualities, the mindset is so important, and these guys they don't have it. So for Spalletti, it will be extremely difficult to change this Juve. He will need time, but the players they must help him. If they don't help him out, it will be impossible for Spalletti, for Guardiola, for Klopp, for Lippi. It will be impossible for everyone if the players doesn't follow up the coach.
Um, the the thing when you said in the locker room, I think Spalletti said the fact that they didn't speak, it's positive because they knew it was bad. But that means that if okay, if it's like you said, if you don't win a game, you are extremely pissed, I guess. And I will read out the comments in a bit. My point is, I don't care what happens in the locker room. I care what happens on the field. I don't need to know what happens in the locker room because I can see on the field there's no fight. So I know what happens in the locker room. I see the training today, all laughing, all smiling again, funny videos from the social media thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's who we are because that's how that's it's allowed. Like management allows these things, so they do it. They don't feel pressure at this club. They can talk about pressure. There's no pressure. The fans are putting the pressure, but as long as the management is not putting them under pressure, they get rewarded really quickly. Oh no, this is a super chat. Excuse me. First, the comment was about it's hopeless. We keep Kostic, Rugani, and McKennie. And thanks for the super chat. Appreciate saying they keep extending them as well. It's frustrating. I need to repeat myself 1,000 times. I've seen it yesterday again. Kostic scored, and people are like, you see, he can be useful. He deserves a new deal. No, he does not. He does not. He can score 25. He can have 25 GA this season. You do not extend these players. 25 GA he can have. I do not care. Vlahovic, same thing. Free agent, he can score 25 goals in the league. You let him go. They've been here for too long, and the proof is these are not good enough players. They're not winners. They don't have the mindset to play for Juve. They're not going to bring you to the promised land. They're not going to take you to a level where we need to be. I don't care if they've like one good season is not going to change that. Same for Rugani. I hate when people say he's cheap. He's cheap because he's crap. It's as simple as that. Players are cheap for a reason. I want to make that very clear. Players are cheap at a top club after years for a reason. For a reason. They don't need to be at this club. They shouldn't be at this club. Many of them, like a lot of them. I've seen the McKennie news, and the news was like the club will make another attempt. No, you do not make an attempt. And people are like, oh, coaches like him. I don't care what the coaches who all got sacked liked him. Good news, your man. They all got sacked. They all like the same players. What does that tell you about the coaches as well? Like, it needs to stop at this point. Like with these players, Kostic scored a goal. Good. I hope you score another 20 this season, and then you leave. Same for Vlahovic. I have nothing against Vlahovic. I've defended him for so long, but it's done. It's over. It's not working. You can play hard right now. You can work your socks off. Good. That's good. But it's not going to change anything of the last 4 or 5 seasons he's been here. or whatever it was. It's not going to change it. It's just not going to change it. And not like if the bad period has been for that long of a period, you know, it's not going to magically turn into a fantastic period after that. It's not. It's just not. The club needs to learn that these players are done. And it's worrying that we have somebody like Chiellini here, and it feels like it's still going to happen. It feels like it's still going to happen with Kostic, Rugani, and McKennie. Gatti, for example, he got extended and he's getting benched by coal miners. Yes, he was sick, but in general, he's getting benched by coal miners, who's not even a center back. But we extended Gatti when it was clear to anyone with even the lowest of standards that he's not a Juve level player. It's not even close. Not even for a bad Juve, but like we are bad, and he still stands out in being bad. Like at one point, it needs to stop. And when people say, "Oh, but look at Cristante at Roma and that player, he's balling out this season." If you ask 10 Roma fans, "Do you want to keep Cristante or do you want to have another player?" 9 of them will say, "Get me another player. I don't care. Cristante is playing well. Finally, just give me another player at this point." People are too focused on, "Oh, but he scored a goal." Good for him. Good for him. It's like Vlahovic. Oh, he finally scored. Well, it's about time you score a goal, I guess. It's about time. But yeah, I mean, that has nothing to do with now. These players are now here. So Spalletti is going to need to figure it out. But at one point, like you said, like, I don't care, like, that McKennie works hard, etc. When the ball is at his feet, nothing happens. Like absolutely nothing happens. It's a waste. It's a waste. Yes, he runs a lot, but what does that offer you if in the final third you like at the end of the day it's 0-0, but players run hard, but you didn't even create a shot on target because you have players out there who, well, they cannot offer anything on the ball. They work hard, but they offer nothing. They offer nothing. And it's the same players every single time. So that's why the title of the show is like, don't trust these guys because they're gonna get you sacked. I've seen it. We've all seen it. McKennie cannot be a starter. He's a substitute player. Watching the game tactically, we are better. We are better. The issue are the players without heart. What a disaster of a weekend. Every result went against us. I don't see how we can turn this around. Consider we can make an impactful move in January. Yeah, we're not going to make top 4. I'm so like, again, I'm going to repeat myself. It's very early, but you need an epic collapse of teams who are just playing way better than you, and it doesn't feel like they're going to have an epic collapse. Inter lost more games than us, by the way, and they still have 4 points. Como are ahead of us. Bologna have 4 or 3 points more than us. Like, that's the reality. And it's not even December. I feel like there's, again, really quickly, since the Inter win, 13 games, we won 2. That's who we are. It's not by chance. We won 2 games out of 13. That is, in all competitions, I get it. That's relegation form. Like 2 wins out of 13, that's relegation form. It's not that we played insane teams. Yeah, Real Madrid was in there. You know, Milan was a good team, but we played some horrible teams as well. And the point is, we in many of those games we're not even close to winning. By the way, we're not close to winning the Torino game. Like we had more chances than Torino, but it was not like clear cut where it was like, oh man, obvious. But yeah, I feel like there's no players at the moment deserve to be playing for Juve. Juve is the only player for me, at least Juve Material, and he's having a poor, stretch of games, months, weeks, whatever as well. We have some cheap players like Rugani and some overpaid players because we have got fleeced by other teams. Imagine how that's gonna go. We're seeing it. The fact that we have the highest wage bill in Serie A with these crap of players show that the managers are worse. Yeah, I don't think we have the highest wage, right? I think we have the second, but still, like it's way too much.
Yeah, it's top 4. It will be top 4.
I thought it was second right now, but again, it's too much. The point stands. It's way too much. Like it's too much, but I can like when we signed Openda and people were laughing at me. I remember that, people were like, "Oh, you don't think Openda is worth 45 million?" I was like, "No, he's not. Why does anyone think he's worth 45 million?" I told everyone that. We paid 43 million euros for Conceição, 37 for Nico Gonzalez, 60 for Cope, 50 for Douglas Luiz. Two of them are not even at the club. One of them is playing center back. The other is not even the starter. Like, like that's the reality of the matter, So yeah. Anyways, we discussed that part. Let's move on for the second part of the show because I told you it's not going to be a very long one. Apologies, people, but I will be live on Wednesday again, and most likely on Thursday as well. But final part of the show, it's Bodo Glimt tomorrow. I watched the presser. I don't know if you read the quotes. If you want a quick recap of the presser, let's say it was 40 minutes. 20 minutes was about the pitch and the cold, which was absolutely insane that it actually went on for so long, talking about breathing in cold air is different, your bones, your muscles, and the pitch and the bounces. I was like, man, stop it. One question was more than enough. They talked about half the presser was about the cold and the pitch, which as a fan, I do not care. I'm gonna be completely honest. Yes, a synthetic pitch is not fun to play on when it's cold. I did it Sunday. It's not fun, but it is what it is. You're in this situation because you messed up in previous games. So no fan wants to hear you talk about breathing in cold air and it hurts. Like, like actually nobody cares. The other part of the presser was about the belief, the understanding that it's now, it's D-Day. If you mess up, you're basically out of the Champions League. I think already it's difficult for us. If you don't win, it's impossible, in my opinion. If you lose, it's over. And Spalletti talked about, we need to play a calm game, technically good, understanding the moments, be brave, he said, and force Bodo Glimt to the wings, let them not get into space and behind through the middle. Otherwise, we are in trouble. I don't watch Bodo Glimt. I watched extended highlights against Tottenham, and they looked good, but it's Tottenham. So I don't know what to make of that. But yeah, like the preview was quick. You need to win. You have no choice. Are we gonna win? I'm not so sure about that. But what do you thought about that press, or what do you think about the game tomorrow? And yeah, what are your expectations?
Well, I think that I'm so worried about the conditions because we are playing in normal conditions. Like we are playing on grass, we are playing in a 10 to 20 degree, and we can't play football. So imagine if you play on a 1 degree in a synthetic pitch. I'm so worried about the game because we are so bad. And about the press conference, the thing that I that I realized reading the words of Cambiaso, they asked him about the last game. He said, in the last games against Fiorentina, we were bad, and we are the first one to realize it. But in the games before, we played good games. This is what Cambiaso is saying. It's not me. He said in the games before the one against Fiorentina, we played good games. And he continued, Spalletti is telling us that we need to work and raise the technical level. So for them, they played good games. The coach only asked them to raise the technical level. So the mindset, they don't care about it. They only think it's about the technical things. They don't care about the mindset. They don't understand that their attitude is so bad. So how do you want this team to change? I really don't understand. And tomorrow, except a miracle, except a really big miracle, we will win. But that won't happen. Today, I think we draw or we lose.
Uh, Yeah, my preview is out tomorrow, but I think you can hear from my voice that I'm not confident. And it's not to be negative. There's no proof out there to be confident. If you are confident right now, it's just hope. It's just hope at this point because there's absolutely no proof out there that we go to Bodo Glimt and we push them away and we make it an easy game because we have players out of form. We have players struggling as like just not with form, just struggling. We have a squad struggling. We struggle to create chances, even though we had two games where we looked like we were on pace to do much better, and then we went back to old ways. Um, yeah, and it's the pressure, and like you said, can they deal with pressure? We talked about it. You believe no. I think a lot of people believe no. I would agree with that. And now the pressure is on big time, because it's a must. It's like Cambiaso already said, we're in this situation, and it's a tough situation, but it's a reality, and you need to deal with it. And now you will see if these players can actually deal with it, or if they are who we all think they are. Even if we don't make top four, if we had smart football brains in charge, I would still be optimistic. Look at Leipzig, for example. They saw all these players, and they're better now than that last season. Bodo Glimt is very good at home. This could get very ugly really fast if we're not a serious team. Let's hope we are more serious than usual. Yeah, it's also what Spalletti said. We cannot let them play their game, and put pressure on us. I think he knows what will happen if they concede quickly, if they go down. I think Spalletti understands how this team is built, and it's not built in a strong way. It's not built like the way teams should be built. But we will
Do
see
you
tomorrow.
remember? Do you remember the Maccabi Haifa game?
Yeah,
Did you
you
did
know,
you rewatch it?
I did at the time. I
Oh,
actually did the
you will
day
rewatch
after.
it again tomorrow. It will be played
I
tomorrow again.
I said if we don't win against Portugal, like you're probably out of the Champions League. It's a new low. I thought we were never going to reach. It is, Maccabi, Villarreal, Porto, Lyon, Benfica, like name it. Just name it. And this is not even me talking about I want to go to the next round, because in the next round, like I want to make it out of the group, obviously, but the next round you can face I don't know which team, and you'll probably get smacked. So it's not that's not the point. It's more about these results, and these performances are just unwatchable, painful, whatever you want to call it. And tomorrow, yeah, it's all set up to have one of those nights again. So we will see, people. We will see what will happen tomorrow. Again, apologies for cutting this one short. Something came up, so I need to leave. But I'll make it up by doing an extra show probably on Thursday, Wednesday definitely, but Thursday also. So stay tuned for that. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, if you're rewatching this, whatever. And tomorrow post game, hopefully a match reaction with a win. And maybe also a decent result. But let's start with a win. Like let's take one. I think asking for two is already too much. But Imran, thanks for joining and talking
Thank
about,
you.
yeah, another another draw. Hopefully the next one we can talk about a win, and we actually have some material to discuss, and not the same old things keep coming back. But yeah, people, that's it for me. Speak to you guys tomorrow post game. Ciao.